super grateful to be joined by Johanna, who has just joined our Agent Shift program less than a week ago. Johanna, thanks so much for being here.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Great. Well, let's dive in. Look, like I mentioned to folks, you just joined our program, Agent Shift, just less than a week ago. And to quote you, what you said, and why Jim asked me to reach out, is that you said the training is exactly what you've been searching for. And you were almost in tears watching that training. So curious, what did you mean by that?
I really just started to realize that it was exactly the mindset shift that I needed in my language. And when you're yearning to be a higher capacity person in general, and let's just stick to the business, like you want to really master and be the elite
Producer.
and yes,
the top 1%.
Yes, that top 1%, which is how I live my personal life. I want to be the top 1%. You get very obsessed about it and you're always searching for answers. And if you're anything like me, we have searched everywhere, made tons of phone calls, tons of Zoom calls. And when I found, my significant other, and I said, Jucebox is where we feel where we belong. Because at that point, it mattered to me, who cares about me? It was just so clear to me and I felt it.
So you felt cared about. That was the difference that made you.
Differentiator that I felt it. It's not just another training about how to do a phone call and what to do when you call a lead and certain things you can't fake, certain things you can't fake. And I appreciate that with Jem and you, Gemma, everyone that's here. And I really felt that right away. And the only way I could have done it was to just go in and experience it myself.
So as you've gone through that training, 4 or 5 days into that, into your time with us. And so we're catching you at an early stage here. But as far as the takeaways in that training, in the sales process, what's been that biggest takeaway? If you had to just name one thing.
Oh my gosh, it's a lot of just a lower level language versus a higher level language. You're saying the same thing, but you're saying it in a way, like, again, how I felt during the training, that I felt cared for. We have to transfer that feeling to the client. And that's really is a differentiator between someone who sells life insurance and IULs and someone who is really an expert in someone's retirement and really has that emotional connection. If you have that and they feel that was my biggest takeaway. It's like I'm gaining the skills to transfer that emotion, because like I'm learning now.
Sales is a transference of belief.
Yes. And like what I keep hearing is like people buy, they don't buy things that make sense. I'm like, oh my God, that makes so much sense, because I have so much sense. Why aren't you guys, why isn't it clicking? It doesn't matter.
What do people buy? Yeah. What do we train you? What do people actually buy?
They're buying solutions. They like the solutions to the problem. And if it doesn't matter if this thing will make them $10 million, if it's not an issue that they care about, that is a problem to solve. So these little things, to me, that's why I was in tears, because it was the missing pieces in my brain, because I have the emotion. But this, for sure, just the little training that I've experienced has already impacted me so much.
So 4 days in and said, look, I'm already in the process of closing 2 deals. So how has that understanding of the sales process, the terminology, exactly what you described there, how has that led to those 2 deals you're already working on in the first 4 days?
Yes, because remember, being here first 4 days, of course, these people and prospects, I was already kind of pushing through the sales process before Juicebox. But immediately, that's why I'm so obsessed with the trainings and diving in right away. I have a higher chance of helping them, because now my mindset and language has changed immediately.
Do they see you differently now, do you think?
I think so, because the husband I rolled over and did an annuity rollover before I got here. And now that I'm here, it's the wife and daughter. And thank God I did a good job with him. He wants to put the rest of his family. But now, because I had a different mindset, mind you, I didn't finish Agent Shift yet. I'm still going through it, but there's so much value in just the first couple chapters that immediately I realized where I need to calm down and really to set it up and say, look, I'm not really sure, but let's talk about the situation. When you're just very honest like that, and I'm going to get with my team and we're going to formulate a plan. Then on Monday, let's sit down and look over it. We're not going to do anything yet. I mean, those are the things I caught right away in language from the trainings.
Have you used that forecaster yet with those two folks that you're describing?
Yeah, yes, I was playing with it and figuring it out and just clicking on everything to figure out how the forecaster works. All the tools are there, the links and everything, so you understand. And if you don't, you can ask someone, you can call and ask support. Like, it's just been so valuable already. And I know that my mind and language changed immediately.
Now that you're on the other side,
mm-hmm.
you're in the program, mm-hmm. What would you say to somebody who is trying to make that decision for themselves?
That when it's time to go, you cannot hesitate. You have to go. Because every time that you don't, just like a client, just like one of your TFRA clients, the longer you wait, the more you are putting yourself every day at risk of not winning. Yeah. And here it's about winning in your career, in your agency. So every day you procrastinate that decision. The worst thing you do is not make a decision. That's the worst thing that you could do, is keep putting it off. Like, at what point do you want to change your life, have a better business, have better income, change your zip code, have a better car, give your kids better opportunities? That's how I'm seeing that as. So you just have to take the leap.
Something that I'm hearing you say is that where you are right now is because of the process, the system, putting that work in, that really what you've accomplished is about your own dedication, how you've shown up, your willingness, your open mind. And so, Johanna, I want to thank you so deeply for your time today. Thank you for joining us. I know this will inspire the next generation of juicers. So please just keep that juice flowing.
Thank you.